A big focus is the Prime Minister of Spain's visit to India. He's on a 3-day official touchdown. Prime Minister Modi and his Spanish counterpart, Pedro Sanchez, have just wrapped up a road show in Vadodara, Gujarat. They are now going to inaugurate the TATA Aircraft Complex in Gujarat's Vadodara for manufacturing the C-295 aircraft by Tata Advanced Systems. A total of 56 aircrafts are there under the C-295 program, of which 16 are being delivered directly by Airbus from Spain, and the remaining 40 aircraft are to be made in India. Tata Advanced Systems Limited is responsible for making these 40 aircrafts on home ground, and this facility will be the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India. It will involve the full development of a complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly, test and qualification to delivery and maintenance of the complete life cycle of the aircraft. In fact, as my colleague Vasudha Venugopal has been reporting, the Prime Minister's office in an official statement has said that this will be the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India. My colleague Vasudha is tracking the latest developments for us. She joins us over the phone line at the moment. Vasudha, the Spanish Prime Minister, as we've seen, Pedro Sanchez and Prime Minister Modi, they've just wrapped up a road show. Now they're going to jointly open the Tata Airbus aircraft plant for manufacturing these C-295 aircraft in Vadodara.
Absolutely, Parmeshwar, and this is a significant milestone for India's defense manufacturing history, and also we have been pushing Make in India, and this is also India's first private military transport aircraft production plant, something that India will come up, which also means, in simple words, we will be modernizing our aircraft, and we are also in some ways improving our evacuation efforts, and we will also have best aircraft to ensure that we reach out faster to people in disaster areas, specifically when it comes to floods or any other natural disasters. This is also the first visit to India by any Spanish Prime Minister. This is the President who's visiting us, and this is being touted as an era because the C-295 is all set to replace the legacy Avro 748 fleet, which also means we will be looking at modernizing what we have. This is also, like I said, a big Make in India aerospace program in the private sector, and Airbus is the French aviation giant, which will deliver the first 16 aircraft in flyaway condition from the final assembly line in Spain, while the rest 40 is something that will be manufactured and assembled by the Tata Advanced Systems Limited at the Vadodara facility. And this is important because we will also be showcasing that we are capable of not just assembly, but also this is an entire ecosystem from assembly to delivery, including all the process of manufacturing will be finished at this complex, which is why this will be, of course, a huge milestone. What I understand is the Prime Minister will also be proceeding to Amreli. Amreli is in Saurashtra. Saurashtra is a part of Gujarat that has always been water deprived, and the Prime Minister has been making efforts to ensure that these challenges are adequately addressed. So he will be inaugurating a lot of water welfare projects. He'll be inaugurating highway projects, and also this is his first visit to Gujarat after the Haryana win. So there's a Shobha Yatra that for him. It's also the Diwali week, so he's being welcomed with a lot of fervor. And Vadodara is also his erstwhile constituency, somewhere that he fought in 2014, won by a huge margin. So very emotionally, special, day for the Prime Minister as well.
As always, Vasudha, thanks so much for joining us with the latest over the phone line. As my colleague Vasudha Venugopal is reporting, the first Make in India project in aerospace in the private sector involves the full development of a complete industrial ecosystem. This is from manufacture to assembly, test and qualification to delivery and maintenance of the complete life cycle of the aircraft. In fact, at present, the only final assembly line for the C-295 aircraft is located in Spain and Seville, and it also produces the Airbus A400 aircraft. This is the first time Airbus will have a full production system in another country. But as you can see on your screens at the moment, Pedro Sanchez has touched down in Gujarat's Vadodara. The Prime Minister and his Spanish counterpart will inaugurate the Tata Aircraft Complex in just a short while from now, after wrapping up this entire roadshow. Now that complex, the aircraft complex in Vadodara, is for manufacturing C-295 aircraft by Tata Advanced Systems. As we have been reporting, a total of 56 aircrafts are there under the C-295 program, of which 16 are being delivered directly by Airbus from Spain, and the remaining 40 aircraft are to be made in India. Tata Advanced Systems Limited is also responsible for making these 40 aircraft in India, and this facility that's going to be inaugurated in Vadodara in a short while from now will be the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India. And as we have been covering, it will involve the full development of a complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly, test and qualification to the total maintenance of the complete life cycle of the aircraft. My colleague Himanshu Shekhar is also joining us over the phone line at the moment. He's been tracking Mr. Pedro Sanchez and the Prime Minister's Vadodara touchdown very closely. Himanshu, the first Make in India project in aerospace in the private sector, it's been hailed as a huge accomplishment, but at present, the only final assembly line for the C-295 aircraft is located in Spain, in Seville, right?
That's true. In fact, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has just now tweeted saying that India's self-reliance in defense sector has taken a whole new flight, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurating our first military aircraft manufacturing plant in Gujarat. And the government's assessment is that the C-295 made in India will strengthen our national security while also greatly boosting local industry. So, of course, this is a major step towards self-reliance. As you know, for last several years, Narendra Modi government has been pushing for made in India investments, especially in the defense sector as well, apart from other sectors which have been included under the production linked incentive scheme. And we have seen that very good results have come. So a similar kind of an exercise now has been initiated. And this, of course, is a very landmark event that we are now witnessing. And we know that the Spanish Prime Minister is here. And the Tata Aircraft Complex for manufacturing C-295 aircraft at Tata Advanced Systems Limited actually is a new step in making India more self-reliant in the defense sector.
In fact, Himanshu, some experts meanwhile suggest that the aircraft will also come in handy as far as the UDAN scheme is concerned, which links the small and austere airfields in areas like the Andaman, Nicobar Islands, even the northeastern high altitudes.
That's right. See, it actually helps boost the aviation sector, the aviation infrastructure in India. And as you know, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, even when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, he took very keen interest in developing the aviation infrastructure in Gujarat. And when he became Prime Minister in 2014, we do know that he has been repeatedly pushing for more investments in the infrastructure sector, especially in the aviation sector. And we have seen large number of new airports coming up in different parts of India, even in backward regions, and even in big mega cities. We have seen a greater modernization of the airport infrastructure to actually cater to the needs, the growing needs of the emerging middle class in India. And we also know that among the top priorities that government has finalized as to make India a developed country, tourism is one very critical area. And because to boost tourism infrastructure in India, there is a thinking that if we create more airport infrastructure, even in those areas which are largely important from the tourism point of view, it would be very important to build up new airports and also modernize the existing airports to actually cater to the growing need and demands of the tourism sector. So I think this is a mega step, a very important step that has been initiated, and officials have told us a total of 56 aircrafts are there under the C-295 program, of which 16 are being delivered directly by Airbus from Spain, and remaining 40 are to be made in India. So a new beginning has been made, and Tata Advanced Systems Limited is responsible for making these 40 aircrafts in India. So clearly a landmark day in the aviation history of India.
Right. So, Himanshu, as per the official agreement with Airbus, IAF will now acquire 56 C-295 to replace the Avro fleet. But under this pact, take us through the key takeaways. Airbus is actually going to deliver the first 16 aircraft in flyaway condition from its final assembly line in Spain, right?
That's right. The Prime Minister office has issued a release an official note which says that a total of 56 aircrafts are there under the C-295 program, and of which 16 are being delivered directly by Airbus from Spain, and the remaining 40 are to be made in India. And in fact, the release also says that the Tata Advanced Systems Limited will be responsible for making these 40 aircraft in India. And this facility will be the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India. And it will also involve the full development of a complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly, test and qualification to delivery and maintenance of the complete life cycle of the aircraft. So clearly, as you know, in October 2022, Prime Minister had laid the foundation stone for the Vadodara final assembly line. So this has been area which has been underworked for last few years, and we finally see this major agreement now being finalized.
As always, Himanshu, thank you so much for joining us with the latest updates and contextualizing the information for us. Also joining us live at the moment, my colleague Aishwarya Jain. Aishwarya, you've heard Vasudha and Himanshu join us with the latest updates. This plant now in Vadodara that's going to be inaugurated in just a few moments from now, it's similar to the Airbus facility in Spain and is equipped to produce up to 12 aircraft annually. This is what we've been able to establish with the information that our colleagues have shared. But launching this facility will also make India the 12th country with the capacity to manufacture such aircraft, right?
Well, certainly a giant leap for India and Indian aerospace sector as well. Prime Minister laid the foundation stone for Vadodara final assembly line, and soon after that the work had begun. It's a brainchild of Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the defense sector and the aerospace sector in the country as well. And what information, as we have been told, that apart from the Tata's leading defense public sector units such as the Bharat Electronics Limited and Bharat Dynamics Limited, as well as the private micro, small and the medium enterprises will also contribute to this program, which will of course enhance a lot of job opportunities as well. And that's where the Made in India program establishes. On the other side, the Tata Systems Advanced Limited also is responsible, as Himanshu also mentioned, for making at least 40 aircraft in India, which will be complete homogeneous, completely made in India facility. And this will be the first of its kind, a private sector final assembly line, which Prime Minister, of course, laid foundation stone back in October 2022. And finally, it's come down to the wire for military aircraft in India, and it will also involve, the full development of the complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly, test, and to also qualification to delivery and maintenance of the complete lifestyle of the aircraft.
But we have live visuals coming in at the moment from the facility. I sincerely apologize, Aishwarya. Just a moment, hold on with us with that update as we tell our viewers, show them the live visuals that are coming in from the facility in Vadodara at the moment. You can see in these visuals the Prime Minister along with Mr. Pedro Sanchez. They have indeed inaugurated this facility, as you can see. Aishwarya Jain is tracking the latest developments as far as all the developments in Vadodara are concerned. We can see Rajnath Singh is in attendance there along with the Gujarat CM, who have joined Prime Minister Modi and his Spanish counterpart. But as Aishwarya is reporting, the Tata Advanced Systems Limited is the first private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India and will manufacture and assemble medium lift tactical C-295 transport aircraft for the Indian Air Force. Go on, Aishwarya, carry on.
Well, as far as the Gujarat visit is concerned, along with the Spanish Prime Minister, it's going to be a big one with a roadshow in Vadodara as well, with Prime Minister and Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Spanish Prime Minister holding hands in hands with the other dignitaries who have arrived from Spain as well. And it's a big day for the country. Certainly after the joint inauguration of Tata Aircraft Complex for manufacturing C-29 aircrafts at Tata Advanced System, the Prime Minister's release clearly had stated that there are many more programs that are lined up today in Gujarat as well. He will be in Vadodara, and later he would be also in Amreli, where Prime Minister will be inaugurating Bharat Mata Sarovar in Dudala Amreli. This project was developed through a collaboration between the Government of India and Government of Gujarat, a public-private partnership. But in these visuals that we can see currently on our screens, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Spanish Prime Minister, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Gujarat Chief Minister, along with other dignitaries, inaugurating the Tata Advanced Systems Limited campus, and also the first private sector as far as the inaugurating of TATA Aircraft Complex for manufacturing C-295 aircraft. That's a big leap for India as far as the aerospace is concerned. What we have been told as far as the official release from the Prime Minister's office, as far as the itinerary of Prime Minister and Spanish Prime Minister is concerned, what will happen next is about 11 a.m. We have been told that he will be visiting the Lakshmi Vilas Palace in Vadodara. From Vadodara, Prime Minister will travel to Amreli, where at around 2:45 p.m. today, he will be inaugurating Bharat Mata Sarovar. As I mentioned, at around 3 p.m. he will be later inaugurating and laying foundation stone for various development projects worth over rupees 4,800 crores in Lati in Amreli as well. But we are talking about these visuals as well, a total of 56 aircraft, as Devanshu also mentioned, and that's what the information that is shipping in will be under the C-295 program, of which 16 are being delivered directly by the Airbus from Spain, and remaining 40 will be completely made in India. This facility will be the first of its kind private sector final assembly line for military aircraft in India, and it will complete ecosystem from the manufacture to assembly and to delivery, the quality checks, everything will be completely homogeneous, and that's something that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has spoken so far, that's a brainchild, and Prime Minister since 2014, when he became the Prime Minister of India, wanted, a Made in India program in every sector, and now taking a giant leap as far as aerospace is concerned, military programs are concerned, aircraft manufacturing is concerned, and it is just not limited to defense, as I mentioned. This will go on for the commercial planes as well. Civil Aviation Minister also hinted that they are in line to manufacture the commercial aircraft as well in India, completely made in India. That will be open for public very soon, and that's in line as well. But the itinerary also suggests that Prime Minister will be soon after this inauguration with Spanish Prime Minister will be going to the Ramvilas Palace in Vadodara, and soon after that he will be inaugurating Bharat Mata Sarovar in Dudala in Amreli. This project was developed through collaboration with the government of Gujarat and also Dholakia Foundation under the public-private partnership. The Dholakia Foundation improved check dam, which originally the dam could hold 4.5 crore liters of water, but after deepening, widening and reinforcing it, the capacity has increased to almost 4.5 crore liters. This improvement will raise, of course, the water levels in nearby wells, bores, and will also help the nearby villages to supply and providing water for better irrigation facilities as well. And looking at the recent weather conditions in Gujarat, this will be this dam will benefit a lot of nearby districts of Amreli as well. There will be a public function where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also inaugurate and lay foundation stone of projects worth rupees 4,900 crores. These projects will benefit the citizens of, as I mentioned, nearby districts Amreli, Jamnagar, Morbi, Devbhumi, Dwarka, Junagadh, Porbandar, Kutch and Botad districts of the state. And finally, he will lay foundation stone of various road projects as well, worth rupees 2,800 crores. Projects to be inaugurated includes 4-lane highways and of NH 151, NH 151A, NH 51 and Junagadh bypass as well. That will help connect the entire zone of the Gujarat region as far as the Western Gujarat is concerned. Foundation stone of 4-laning project of the remaining section from Dharol bypass in Jamnagar district to Amran in Morbi district will also be laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Soon after that, he will be dedicating to the nation Bhuj Nalia Rail Gauge conversion project, which had been completed at a cost of rupees 1,100 crores. And this extensive project will feature almost 24 major bridges, 254 minor bridges, 3 road over bridges and 30 road under bridges as being stated by the official release as far as the economic development that will growth in the Kutch region of Gujarat as well. After this, Prime Minister will be inaugurating and laying foundation stone for various developmental projects worth rupees 700 crores for water supply department from Amreli districts. Projects to be inaugurated includes Nawara to Chawan bulk pipeline, which will provide additional 28 crores of liters of water to approximately 67 lakh beneficiaries across 36 cities and 1,298 villages of Batod Amreli. These projects had been going for so long. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself laid foundation stone of these projects, and today inaugurating it to the public, dedicating it to the nation is something that we will witness today. Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone for tourism related development initiatives, which include transforming the Kali Recharge Reservoir at Muksargar in Porbandar district into a world-class sustainable eco-tourism destination amongst other. But so these are a few of the important inaugurations that Prime Minister will do today as far as his Gujarat visit is concerned. But very important today, starting with the Spanish Prime Minister, Mr. Pedro Sanchez. He had jointly inaugurated the facility for TATA Aircraft Complex for manufacturing C-295 aircrafts in India.